I'm live. Yay. Okay, so this is extremely impromptu. And God, I hope the sound's working and everything. Um, it's extremely impromptu. I'm doing laundry and housework, putting away dishes. I wanted to have some background music, so I have my TV and I have this, let's see. See, it says royalty-free music, no copyright music. So let's see, what do we want? Do we want after Voss? Hold on. Why can't they have rockabilly? Let's see. What do they got? I would prefer rockabilly. We have something called mosaic. That looks kind of cool. Circles. That's kind of awesome. Um, Soda. Let's try soda. See what that sounds like. Dance and electronic, mood happy. That sounds good because I don't want something that's going to put me asleep. I'm not very impressed with the visuals yet, but I just want it for background music. So let's see what I did already. So it looks like the dishes are drying in the dishwasher. So it's not time to put them away. See my pretty table? I hung up the laundry. So, well, some of it, see? And today's kind of windy. It is cold here in Oregon. And it's a weird time of year where I'm too hot or too cold all the time. Just took my slippers off because my feet got hot. Okay. Weird. Royalty free music is a little loud, so I'm going to turn it down. I do kind of like it. It's not rockabilly, but it's got a good beat. You know, I think you could dance to it. It's pretty cool. So I'm kind of hot. Had to turn the heat on. Now it's too hot. So this is where I do my casual filming. And I'm going to put the phone up here in the hoozy wutsy tripod. And of course, it's going to fight with me. You could give me a palm reading while you're looking at my hand. There. Oh, shit. Oh, are you still there? My hand accidentally did an emergency call. Not the first time with the iPhone. It happens frequently. And of course, the royalty-free music now has a commercial. Can you believe this? I guess I'll just let the commercial go. Anyway, it's time to fold some laundry that I did earlier. So here's a towel. Oh, I'm wearing my, it's just a bunch of Hocus Pocus t-shirt because, you know, it's the season. And I have a couple of Halloween only t-shirts. And of course, I have to wear them this time of year because, you know, I think there's a law about that. Once you buy a seasonal garment, you're stuck, you know, you just, even if you get tired of it or whatever, you just, for the rest of your life, you wear it on the holiday, as long as it fits. And if anything, it started fitting better after I lost weight. So of course I have to wear it. So, for a while after I left the Sea Org, I worked in dry cleaning, which is funny because if you knew about my getting the draperies cleaned, you know, realize that is a little unusual. But yeah, I ended up working in dry cleaners when I first kind of entered the real workforce. You know, where you only have to work 8 hours or less to earn enough money to live on. Well, at least it used to be that way. Now, unfortunately, the real world is starting to act a lot more like the Sea Org, where you have to work pretty much all your waking hours in order to be able to afford, real life, like we're living, such things as a home and maybe a vehicle and food and some utilities. I absolutely cannot believe how expensive life has become over the years. It wasn't that bad, when I was young. But shit, my rent used to be like, I think my first rent was $125 a month. So anyway, now I fold in the laundry, but these are the girl things, so you're not supposed to see them. So I'll have to do them down here under the camera. Let's see. So I wanted this to just, well, first of all, this is just an experiment to see if, anybody even likes it. And I thought maybe, since, I don't know. I don't know how to do it so that I could see if people are talking to me. What's this button? Yes. Well, it doesn't look, that's if I want to invite other people to join me, it looks like. But I don't know. Honestly, even if anybody was watching this live, and, if you are, you're awesome. But even if somebody was, I probably couldn't read your comments on the phone. And until I get some kind of better setup, that's going to be problematic. But I do think that if I continue doing this, and, if you want me to continue doing this, you're going to have to let me know. Make a comment, preferably a positive one, because my ego can't handle negativity too much. So trolls out there, be warned, you can hurt my feelings. Oh, Osa, if you're listening, or I just have to assume you are listening. Oh, wow. Where did you come from? I don't remember that one. Why is there always one sock? Okay. Oh, look, more socks. Oh, okay. So 3. Oh, there. 4 socks. Wow. Here's my other Halloween shirt that I have to wear. I wore it, so I washed it. And this one says, you can't scare me. I'm a teacher, which I'm not anymore. I'm a retired teacher. To be specific, I'm a retired substitute teacher. So, many would say, you're not a real teacher. God, I heard that so many times. And it was from all sorts of people that some of them were grown-ups and they should have known better. It's like, okay, if you're a teacher and you say something like that to the substitute teacher, and then you're wondering why you can't get anybody to substitute for you so you can take a day off. Well, I just want you to examine what you said to someone who was there to give you a day off. Short thinking. That's all I got to say. Short thinking. People. Anyway, it was really stressful when I was working as a substitute teacher. And they didn't pay me enough. They didn't give me any benefits. I kept going in where everybody had just been sick. And nobody bothered cleaning it up. So guess what? The germs were everywhere. And there was always like one kid still there with his snotty nose, rubbing his snot all over the place. Always. So I got sick a lot when I was a substitute teacher. Surprise, surprise, surprise. It was not easy making a living doing that. So yeah, why didn't I go back to school, become a full-blown teacher? Well, I was in my 60s. I didn't want to. Also, school's expensive. I didn't want to go back and get a master's degree. I talked to one school and they said, yeah, we can get you a master's degree in just 1 year. Just cough up $20,000. $20,000. Mind you, I already have a bachelor's degree. But no, you can't get a job as a teacher unless you have a master's degree. Not anymore. There's a shortage. Of course, I decide to retire. And then, of course, they changed their requirements. They also like doubled the pay for substitutes. But I gotta say, I love retirement. I love retirement. I love the hassle-free life. And as long as I can afford it, which by the way, I really can't, but I'm going to try. As long as I can afford it, I'm staying retired. For one thing, I think that just because I have experience and this long life and some education, I don't think I should take all the good jobs away from all the young people. I mean, we got to be realistic about the population. So, if I stay out of the workforce, I open up a job for a younger person. And also, by the same token, the younger people need to pay their Social Security and their taxes so that they can keep me out of the workforce. Kind of works that way. So let's see, I folded all of the laundry in the basket. So I guess I'll put it back in the basket. Then I can put it away. So SPTV for me has been, it's been an interesting journey because as a former Scientologist and a former minister, I didn't really put two and two together that I was brainwashed for a lot of time. I mean, I kind of slowly realized that it was a cult, but life was busy. I was working all the time, and so I didn't really put two and two together. And then COVID hit, and I ended up going on early retirement. And now I'm thirsty as all daylights. So God, I forgot my train of thought. Oh, thinking about the cult. Well, I didn't, I just didn't think about it. Once I found out about OT3 and, the whole Xeno volcano, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I was pretty angry in the beginning. I mean, what a flim-flam. What an absolute flim-flam. So, I quit at that point in time, but there was still a lot of stuff that I had in my mind that I learned from Scientology. And, they have books like Maxims and Datums. And L. Ron Hubbard wrote these things and I knew that it wasn't all from him. I figured he plagiarized other people, which he did all the time. But I still thought they were true, a lot of them. And so, I didn't think too much about it. Granted, probably should have. But life was busy. I had kids to raise and I had bills to pay. And so I had to work, my crappy non-union jobs and stuff. And I didn't spend a lot of time thinking about it. So, in my heart, I still believed an awful lot of it. And it wasn't until I started watching the second generations folks and boy, they looked so angry. And at first I just had all this empathy for them, because my children could have been like that real easily if I'd stayed in the cult. But we got out, and so they ended up having a different life. And so anyway, I felt bad for him. I just want to hug him and adopt him. And I wished it was so different for them, because it was so unfair, and it shouldn't have been that way. I don't think that, well, at least when I was in, that most of the people that I worked with, nobody wanted that those kind of things to happen to those children. Even the Sea Org children, of course, nobody wants, I can't speak for everyone, but it just blew my mind how poorly they were treated. And so that was my original interest. But then the more they taught, I started getting their viewpoint, like what it was like to have a creepy old man giving a touch assist to a little kid. And, using words that they didn't understand, and they didn't even know that they didn't understand. So how can you define the word for them? I mean, what I heard from a lot of these former Scientologists that grew up in it is that they had a lot of misunderstandings, and they didn't even know how to communicate that they had misunderstandings. And I can't believe how wrong they were treated, and how wrong. I mean, I could have been like that if I had stayed in, maybe. But it really did come down to my children and why my then husband and I decided to leave them. When you're a Scientologist, even a public Scientologist, you give all your money to them. And when they take all your money, they want all your time. And if they can't get you to sign a contract, they want you to come down and volunteer all the time. And they want you to donate your heart and soul. And they convince you that you have to, because the whole planet is depending on you. It's not even just this whole planet, it's the whole solar system. And, I am ashamed to say it, I believed it at the time. I mean, you don't walk in the door of Scientology and believe all the stuff they tell you. They know what they're doing. They're very, very good at it. They love you, love bomb you. They, just find out what your real issues are, and then they promise that they're going to take care of it and help you with it. And, they know what they're doing. And I'm no expert, but it looks like a lot of other cults do too. I mean, if you're a parent and you're kind of at a loss because your children are running around and you can't manage them, I could see where some authority figure that looks like they have their act all together, and they say just enough of maybe stuff you heard when you were a child, or maybe whatever. I can see why you might want to follow a group that gives you the answers and, tells you things like, oh, all you got to do is put your baby on a blanket. And, they're not saying all you got to do is put the baby on the blanket and then you break their spirit and, make them malleable and set them up to be a victim later. What's that term for, making them easy for the predators? Yeah, I can't remember, and I don't even know, and and I don't give a shit. I don't want to even have that really in my vocabulary. So I don't think anybody joins a cult. And so if you are a second generation, you grew up in a cult, any kind of cult, please, have a little grace and, if possible, some forgiveness for your parent, because something led them into that. My family story is a little different because we were already in the cult, and then we got fed up with it and we left. And I'm sure that there's people like me, just like there's people like the parents that join cults for whatever reason. Life is hard, and paying rent, paying the utilities, providing food, providing clothing for a growing child that just won't stop growing or tearing through their shoes. It's hard work. And a lot of times it's very lonely work. So if someone has made choices that affected you poorly, I mean, I know that you can't always forgive people, and I get it, you know, but I get it. I understand why people might fall into that trap. Yeah, I know that I got into Scientology because I was lonely. I was young and I wanted to be an adult, and I wasn't ready to be an adult, but I wasn't willing to admit that at the time. And I wanted to jump into life and have fun, and everything, you know, at home seemed pretty boring, and there were rules to follow and bedtimes to go to bed at. I didn't want I didn't want that. I wanted to live life. I wanted to have fun. And Scientology for me was a way to jump out of the house and jump into the fire. And it was kind of a fire, but I didn't know. So it was 12 years of my life, and it's just a chapter in my life. That's the way I kind of have to set it aside. I did think today, earlier I was working on some visuals to add to my collages on the videos that I do, the shorts. And I thought, you know, what doesn't kill you just doesn't kill you. I mean, there's that saying that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, I'm not positive it makes you stronger. I mean, I've heard that all my life, but for me anyway, sometimes what doesn't kill you just didn't kill me. Um, I don't know if I'm lucky or not because of that. I mean, I'm here and I'm happy to be here, especially since I don't even know if I'm going to have a future life or if those past lives I ran in Scientology are real. I have no clue now. And that sucks because, you know, I kind of used to have like a positive belief in that. And now I don't have a positive belief in anything. And it's kind of weird to be at this time in my life and totally lose my religion and find myself in a situation of admitting that I don't know anything. And it is kind of strange because the older I get, the less the more I realize I don't know anything. I mean, at the rate I'm going, I'm going to be back in diapers and drooling. Maybe that is the cycle of life. Maybe, you know, you start out not knowing anything and possibly end up not knowing anything. I don't know. Anyway, my laundry's done, and I guess that's about all I want to say. Let me know if you want me to do more of these, because I have no clue what I'm doing. And I do think it's odd that if I have any guests right now, I don't have any, like, I can't see anything. So I'm probably doing something wrong. So maybe one of you fellow content makers, if you see this, could you tell me? I am using StreamYard, but I have no idea why I can see no people. And it could be that I just don't have anybody watching. But if you like me, you know how to encourage me. Like me, comment. Don't say mean things because you'll crush my soul. And God, I hope that doesn't, like, you know, don't, where you put your attention is what you get and all that it's kind of scary. And Osa, if you're watching, I really hope that you got enough sleep, and I hope that you got some good food. And if you want to get out, if you're ready for that, we do have, you're so fortunate because I was not so fortunate to have, of course it's blanket on me. The Aftermath Foundation. And please do contact it. It's super easy. Just I don't have the address, the web address on me, but it's super easy. I put it up in other of my streams and shorts. And on my about page, there is the address and how to contact the Aftermath Foundation. They will help you. They're not just blowing smoke up your hiney. They really do help people. And I know, even if you've been in Scientology 30 years, 40 years, whatever, even if you're second generation and you've never lived any other way, contact the Aftermath Foundation. We will help you. I mean, I'm a little part of it because I do help with fundraising, and I signed up as a volunteer. And we can help you in all manner of things. We'll help you find friends, connect up. We'll help you find your family. We will help you with finances a little. I mean, I could help you write a resume. I could help you hopefully find some jobs. I could tutor you on, how to do an interview for a job. So, a lot of your skills can transfer into skills for other jobs in the WOG world, which, by the way, we really can't call it the WOG world, but the real world, because what you're living in is not the real world. Sorry. I know you think it is. And I know that you think that you're doing like the greatest purpose and all that. And I know that it's hard for you to hear that you've been hoodwinked. I get it. It so easily could have been you. Because, I did do 9 months in the Sea Org, folks. So if you're in the Sea Org and if you are contemplating leaving, it's okay. And you can do it in your pace, your time. If you just need someone to talk to, just contact the Aftermath Foundation and, we'll talk to you. You don't have to make any big decisions right away. Just take your time and we will do our best to connect you up. Like, if you're like my age, they'll connect you to people like my age in the place that you want to land so that I could help you assimilate into this. So like if you wanted to come to my hometown because you have family here and you need connections here, which by the way, that's how you really kind of find work and get help is through connections. You may not be in Scientology, you would contact other Scientologists and you would kind of ease into that world, right? But there's a lot of us out in the real world, former Scientologists. So you can connect up with us. And don't worry, we will accept you. I mean, I'm totally willing to help and accept just about any Scientologist, no matter how bad of O's and W's you may have committed against former Scientologists. The only person that I draw the line with is David Miscavige. I'm not helping you, and I don't think anybody else is. You have committed so many overts and withholds against Scientologists and humanity that, some shit's not forgivable. Sorry. But the rest of you, hey, contact us and we will do our best to help you. And we know because we walked in those shoes, some of us longer than others, but I know the shoes, and there's a really wonderful life out here. The sun's shining, the skies are blue. I don't have to eat rice and beans. I can cook what I want, and I'm not rich. So if money is a super concern, which it is for everybody, but you can have a wonderful, enjoyable, restful life on the outside, and you can just recuperate, and you need it. So if you're ready, contact the Aftermath Foundation. And hey friends, thanks for giving me a chance, and I think I'm gonna sign out if I can figure out. It's probably that big red end button. So until next time.